This is reposted.
Merry Christmas, Larry. You and the dummy that you just grabbed. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And I thought since today is Christmas, we could talk about Christmas. The textbook definition I found is Christmas is the annual Christian festival celebrating Christ's birth held on December 25th in the Western Church. And with COVID happening and the lockdown and everything, it made me think about how Christmas means something different to everyone. For some, it's a time of religious celebration. Others, it's giving and receiving presents, spending time with family. Some, it's a federal holiday. Maybe it's going to eat Chinese food or seeing a movie that's coming out on Christmas Day. And I just wanted to reflect and say, like, what is Christmas to you? I mean, it's going to be different to everyone else, but with the restrictions in place, I think people can revisit why they celebrate.
Okay, before I answer that question, I want your percentage of Americans that believe your definition that you gave is the real definition of Christmas.
The percentage of Americans that think the annual Christian festival?
Yeah.
I think the people that think that's the primary is 20%.
Mm.
I think the majority of them thinks about presents. I bet you there's probably a good percentage that don't even know that it has a religious affiliation with it. I was doing some research, and apparently Buddhists also celebrate Christmas, but just like with different connotations. And so, just kind of taking a world view of what Christmas is and what it's become. I think in the 1800s we started making a bigger deal of it in the U.S. and it's commercialized and grown into what it is. What does it mean to you, Larry?
No, real quick, one more. What do you think the average American thinks it is?
The average American probably thinks it's Santa bringing presents.
Yeah. Like even adults?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that adults think that's the genesis of it, but that's what it means to them, I would think.
Yeah, I don't. You sent me this text. I was like, I actually don't know what Christmas means anymore.
Well, we talked a while ago about how December is this chaos for you. And you've been like, I wish I could just sit back and relax. And now we have the time where we're not going anywhere. Christmas is canceled for a lot of people. I stayed in LA. I'm not spending time with my family. And it's like, what does it actually mean to you? Why is it special? Why is it special? Do we do it out of obligation? And I think I said this before, but for me, the biggest positive is spending time with family and being able to share time with family, even if it's forced sometimes. I like the fact that we connect and we have technology right now to be able to utilize that.
And I would agree with that. But what happens when you can't spend time with your family?
Well, then it makes you realize, like, is that something that you really want to be part of your Christmas tradition? Because maybe today is the happiest day you've ever had on Christmas and you didn't spend it with family. Like maybe that's the answer. Like, do you regret or do you dread the phone call? Like, oh, I gotta talk to mom, or I gotta talk to whoever. I don't think there's a right answer, but I think with the pandemic and everything going on, now is a good day to reflect on why are we taking this day off, other than my boss said I don't have to come in and I get PTO. Like, what does it mean?
This is a really complicated answer for me. I've come to the conclusion. First of all, like Christmas, like the whole baby Jesus, manger, blah, blah, blah. Historians have shown that it wasn't in December. It was like some other time. Some early church member started Christmas to counteract some pagan holiday that was going on. So some guy in the high up the church goes like, hey, we need to counteract the satanic stuff that's going on, and just randomly made up December as the month. So it's not even the month. We kind of know that the story is more poetic than it is real, right? So it's more, I mean, it's a beautiful story, but it maybe isn't as literal as we make it out to be, right? So that's the religious part of that.
Right.
And then for me, like I was thinking about my Christmases, right? My Christmas is like being in an Oldsmobile 64. It just goes on autopilot. Like these days, I wake up and I'm either with my family and my sister and mom are doing everything, and I just do what I'm told.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to my in-laws' house and they're just telling me what to do. And it's like I don't even have to do anything. I just get a cup of coffee. And so what does it mean, like, to me is like, well, it just means everybody tells me what to do.
I mean, this
and I guess I could dig a little deeper. Like, really, I love being around everybody, and it's
I think this just hit me as we were talking, but maybe this could be everyone's It's a Wonderful Christmas year. Like, take a step back. Like, you are not in it. What if Christmas happened without you? Do you feel like you'd be missing out? Like, you remember being told what to do, but like, are you feeling better now because you're home, not doing anything? My Christmas has grown up, we're never waking up in my home. We'd wake up on my dad's parents' house, eat lunch, drive 2.5 hours to my mom's parents' house. And as an adult now, I look back on that and I appreciate it because it was time spent with family. And there's a lot of people who have the romantic idea of, I want my kid to wake up in their own house, which is like cool, and that's a very Hollywood or romantic notion. But then if that's at the expense of spending time with your family, for me, that wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, we're doing that for the first time ever in the history of my life. I'm like waking up in my house and doing my thing with my family. It's like never happened. I've never done that alone, but I've never done that.
Yeah, it feels weird because nothing is really different in my day-to-day life. Like, we're doing construction on the house, so I'm going over there, I'm going to do some stuff, and it's weird. I just like the idea of sit and think like what this day means to you, because it means something different to everyone, and this to me is a perfect opportunity to reflect on that.
Yeah, no, and presence gets a large play in this day, right? And for us, we usually don't do a huge amount of presents for our kids. This usually comes from the grandparents.
Hmm.
So today's like a way mellower of a present day, right? You go to
Yeah.
grandpa's house, he's buying them guns and ammo and phones and it's just on and on and on. But today's is like way more mellow. And so it's completely discombobulated.
Well,
You
that's
like the guns and
crazy.
ammo? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah. Well, if you want to go skeet shooting with Larry's father-in-law, please reach out. You can find us at Reposted Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Andrew Keller for Santa, saying thanks for stopping by.